Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. What we do here and what I'm doing is educating everybody to be smart investors. So if you want to invest in the most undervalued sectors in the world, this is the channel for you. Join our community, click subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you like this content. What I'm going to go over today is a uranium market update. So let's take a look and see what's going on with uranium. So jump in here, I'm jumping straight into the charts. Now here's URNM. So we're having a pullback here. It's kind of what we thought. You know, we got that big bearish engulfing. We're heading down. We still have some momentum here coming to the downside, and it finished down pretty strong. So what I think it's doing is maybe it's coming back to this support line here. Maybe we broke out. And what do we do with back tests? Remember the back tests. Put your technical hats on. We buy the back test. So let's wait for this thing to cool on down here. You know, I bet you, I'm willing to bet that we're going to see it kind of consolidate somewhere in here because we've got a lot of little up and down days here or here. So either way, you know, we may kind of pause here and head around. Perhaps it pauses around here. We'll look at the charts when that time comes. And if it looks like it's contracting, maybe that's the time we pick up some shares. Next, UEC. I didn't draw on anything on this one, but we are definitely pulling back off this dark cloud cover is what this called. This is another dark cloud cover here. They add up as you go up. And I think this one probably broke, well, it's probably right there almost at its uptrend line. Let's see what this looks like in a day or two. Let's see if this thing moves on up because this is a lot of power and energy coming down with the candlestick this big. We need to let this energy dissipate itself. We need to see some contractions in the days and have a reversal point. So let this thing go. I wouldn't cost average in yet. Plateau Uranium. This one's kind of coming down. We've got a big down day here and we're coming on up. And usually that means we're going to kind of roll back over a little bit. So let's see what this thing does. Let's see if it rolls over. Some of these small market cap, smaller companies give you false signals. So sometimes that can be incorrect. But let's see where this thing heads. I think it's sitting right where it's on the upward trend line here. So be patient. Let's see. I'd like to see a turnaround first before adding in here based off of the other charts and what they look like. Here's Lundin Mining Corp. This one looks like it's putting in a little bottom. I'd be a cost averaging in right here. And the reason is we got a wick on the bottom. It's a little bit of an up day. And we're right here at this trend line. So that one looks pretty good, actually. Next, Fortis Metals Corp. Here's the trend line. I started drawing in trend lines on a lot of these. It's right at the trend line. What I'd like to see is maybe like a downward day, and then it pops back up and does either a bullish engulfing or a hammer pattern, like this is a hammer pattern right here. Something like that. If I see that, I might cost average a little bit in. Next, Blue Sky Uranium. Looks like we're still heading back to this upward channel. Will it get there? I don't know. It looks like there might be some buyers down here. Maybe we fill in the gap at 0.15, which it looks like this one did. If this is a small contraction stick, so if it breaks down under here, maybe you got a good buying opportunity if it comes back and hits this upward trend line. We'll have to see. Perhaps this thing heads on up. If it heads on up, go ahead and cost average in. Next, this is Azarga Uranium Corp. We're right at the trend line. We've got nice contraction. We've got a nice candlestick wick on the bottom here. So there's buyers down here. We can see it. We've got this small down day. If this thing kind of heads down, wait in the middle of the day, wait. If it comes and then it reverses and starts coming back up, you might want to buy it and cost average in a little bit because it may pull another stick like this on the bottom. Or we do a bullish engulfing here. That'd be another positive sign. If it's a bullish engulfing, which looks like this one, it's a big body engulfing the one before it. If it pulls that off, we're probably heading on up. Could be a bottom. So this one's looking constructive. It's got this wick on the bottom. There's buyers down here. This guy, the sellers, I think are running out a little bit. I want to see what this next day is. Next, Denison Mines. Bearish engulfing, maybe we'll pull back here. Maybe it comes back to this upward support line. Perhaps. I mean, looks like it's coming back. And maybe we hit this support line. Maybe you want to see what it does when it gets to the support line. URG. Here's the support line here. Coming up, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. It doesn't want to go up, so it's kind of stuck in this channel here. Perhaps it's making a wedge pattern, like a flag pattern here. We'll see which way it breaks out of this flag. Next, Fission Uranium Corp bounced off of its resistance line here. Couldn't break through. Maybe we're going to come back down and regather steam, and then to head back up to try to break through this upper resistance line. So give it a little bit of time. Looks like we're right at the bottom of this little pattern here. Maybe it's going to come right up on it. So it's up to you if you want to cost average in. If it breaks out of this little pattern to the downside, we might see more downside here. Next, UU. Looks like this guy's heading lower. Here's our support line here. Maybe it's coming back on a back test. It broke out. Maybe we're going to back test down here and then head up. A lot of these look like they're back testing something, the chart patterns. Next, ISO Energy. Looks like it's coming up in this channel line. There's another support line in here, but it looks like it might head lower here. That's what it looks like. Next Gen Energy, maybe we're gonna see what support this guy has here when it finally gets down here. It looks like it's pulling back. Perhaps it goes back to this upward channel line, and then we're gonna have to see what it does when it gets there. Pure Point Uranium, that got pretty much crushed. 18.5% down day. Here's your support. Maybe we got the breakout, and then maybe we're back testing off this support here, perhaps. Next, Standard Uranium. Here's our uptrend line. It's peaking out just below it. We do have a wick on the bottom, which means the momentum might be coming up. We'll see if this thing rallies tomorrow. That'd be one to watch. Global Atomic. Looks like we're heading lower. There are some buyers down here. That's what all these little wicks on the bottom here. We'll see what happens if this guy's going to break to the downside. This is your support line down here, so it's got a little bit of a ways to go down. Perhaps we close this gap, maybe at $1. We'll see what happens. Next is GoviX Uranium. Dark cloud cover, big down day. It's coming back maybe to the support line. We'll see what happens. Maybe it goes sideways and touches the upward support line and heads on up. Or maybe we break on down through it. It's one to watch. Sky Harbor, same thing. It's coming back down into its upward trend line. We'll see if the trend line holds. Next, Canalaska. Again, this one's got a nice trend line here. It's right there with a bearish engulfing. I think this thing's probably going to head lower, given kind of this rolling over plus a bearish engulfing here. It's probably going to head down a little bit. That's my guess. Bannerman's holding on. We've got upward trend line. It went below it. Buyers bought it back up, and it's sitting right on the trend line. Tomorrow is going to be either up or down, breaking down through the trend line. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. So that's all I've got for today on the uranium companies. A lot of them are on their trend lines, so it's important to watch. If they break down, it just means that we're going to come on back. Probably a good pullback off of the current trend lines that we have. Some of them are right, the right at trend lines. Some of them are looking okay. Some are looking like they're going to pull back still. So we've got a mixed bag on some of these. Most look like they're going to pull back. Depends if the trend lines hold. If the trend lines hold and you see it jump higher, throw some money in it, buy into the strength. If we see that it pulls back below the trend line, I would be waiting. That's what I would do. I'd wait until we see strength or contraction. If you guys like this content, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.